Hello and welcome to Rochford District Matters, the magazine produced by the Council for its residents. This is the Spring 2016 edition. In this edition are articles on satellite broadband, Essex Rivers funding, free crime prevention advice, advice on after-prom parties, the May 2016 elections, a special farewell from the chairman, and much more. But we'll start with details of a very special award to a very special local venue.
Rayleigh Windmill has always offered something different as a venue for anyone getting married. Now that status has been recognised with the historic building winning the Essex Wedding Awards title, Wedding Venue of the Year, something different, at the glamorous gala event on Thursday 26th of November 2015. The judges commented on the night, small but beautifully put together. Judges felt that the Rayleigh Windmill really was something different. They especially liked how they offered a dedicated event coordinator working non-stop for every couple, along with the beautiful grounds for excellent photo opportunities. The beautiful Rayleigh Windmill is a Grade 2 listed building, more than 200 years old, and has been sympathetically refurbished and restored to its original grandeur to offer a completely unique venue for weddings. Built in 1812, the windmill is an important and iconic landmark in the town and district. The striking white sails can be seen from far and wide. Standing at just over 20 metres, it is the tallest windmill in Essex. Many of the couples who choose to get married at the windmill are looking to make their special day a relaxed and intimate occasion for close family and friends. With seating for up to 20 guests, Rayleigh Windmill is a venue that offers exactly that. In the run-up to reaching the 200 milestone, the council ran a competition offering any couples who booked the windmill a 10% discount on their hire fee, with the lucky 200th couple winning the prestigious landmark hire free of charge. Rayleigh Windmill has seating for up to 20 guests and is a suitable venue for all civil ceremonies, and is situated next to a stunning sensory garden and the historic Rayleigh Mount, a perfect backdrop for your pictures. You will also have a dedicated event coordinator who will ensure that your special day runs perfectly and is everything you want it to be. Rayleigh also has a host of venues for your reception, including the Mill Arts and Events Centre, adjacent to the windmill. In addition, it boasts many bespoke services and businesses to help make your day extra special, including florists, jewellers, formal wedding attire and decorations. For more information or to book your ceremony, please contact 01702 318120. Their website is www.rochford.gov.uk/weddings, and for further photographs, please visit www.pinterest.com/Rayleigh Mill.
Satellite broadband to help those with slowest speeds get online. The Superfast Essex programme, while continuing its fibre broadband rollout, has launched a scheme to help those residents and businesses with no or low broadband connectivity in Essex. The satellite broadband scheme offers access to a basic satellite broadband service at a capped cost for the first year. The scheme forms part of the National Broadband Delivery UK, or BDUK, programme being led by UK Government, and delivers on the commitment to ensure those not currently due to benefit from a fibre upgrade can access download speeds of at least 2 megabytes per second. So far, the Superfast Essex fibre rollout has reached 60,000 homes and businesses, the halfway milestone in the overall programme rollout, and just 5,000 away from the total, set to be reached by the end of the first phase of work this summer. The scheme is available to Essex homes or businesses, provided that their property currently receives broadband speeds of less than 2 megabytes per second, is unable to access broadband speeds of 2 megabytes per second or above from any other broadband supplier in the area, is not in the plan to be upgraded by the Superfast Essex fibre rollout within 6 months of the date of application. Residents and businesses can find out more and submit an application by completing the short online form available at www.superfastessex.org/satellite.
Growth Hub helps grow businesses. Whether you want to start a new business, grow an existing business, or find funding for a new venture, the Best Growth Hub team is here to help you. We have an enthusiastic team of business navigators who are able to meet you at your premises to discuss your business needs and identify ways that we can help your business grow. The Best Growth Hub also provides a new website which contains free business support listings, the opportunity to search for grants and finance in your area, an up-to-date list of events for business, news and current information, as well as an Essex procurement portal that enables you to find contract opportunities in your area. Best of all, Best Growth Hub services are fully funded for businesses located within Essex, so it won't cost you a penny. For example, starting a business. Thinking of starting up your own business? As a startup in Essex, you could be eligible for a grant or a loan to help finance your new business and see it flourish, as well as gain access to knowledge and advice. Growing a business. If your business is established, the next step is to grow. Best can help you and your team to expand your capacity, knowledge and expertise. If you're looking to grow your business, our navigators can access the support and advice you need. And financing a business. If you need external financial support, there are currently a number of grants and finance opportunities available to help you start or grow your business. Contact us today to find out more. And for more information, speak to one of our business navigators today on 01702 417765 or visit www.bestgrowthhub.org.uk to register your details.
Essex Rivers Leader Funding. Essex Rivers has launched its new funding programme for rural businesses. Small businesses, farmers, foresters and community groups from the rural areas of Rochford, Braintree, Brentwood, Chelmsford, Colchester and Malden can now apply to access £1.8 million of funding secured through DEFRA and the EU. The aim of the funding is to create jobs and promote business growth in rural areas. It will focus on projects covering small business growth, farm diversification, rural tourism, the provision of rural services, cultural and heritage activities, and farm or forest woodland productivity. For more information, visit www.essexrivers.co.uk or contact the programme team, Beverly Davies, Programme Manager, or Neil Harper, Programme Officer, RCCE-Essex Rivers, telephone 01376 574 330, email info@essexrivers.co.uk.
Budget consultation. In the recent budget consultation, residents were asked to identify the council services that they considered to be very important. The top 3 are: number 1, waste and recycling; number 2, safeguarding and community safety; and number 3, street cleansing. Residents were also asked to state which services were not important to them. That top 3: 1, leisure services; 2, public conveniences; 3, accommodation for the homeless. When it came to identifying ways to make savings or generating income, a number of ideas were put forward. These included review existing contracts, collaboratively with other councils, and make greater use of renewable energy sources. A number of residents also stated that they are interested in helping to manage and run local services. The budget survey asking residents to prioritise council services was published in the last edition of Rochford District Matters and made available online on the council website. Copies of the survey were also available at local libraries and distributed at council meetings and events in order to get as many responses as possible. The feedback from this consultation was considered by members during the budget process. If you answered the budget survey, or if you want to help shape and inform policy in the future, why not join our Have Your Say group? The group is made up of Rochford residents who volunteer to express their views on the council's proposals and local services. The information you provide helps the council to make its decisions. In order for us to get the information we need, you will be asked to fill in questionnaires and participate in focus groups. When signing up, you'll be asked to highlight any particular areas of interest to ensure your views are taken into account when relevant consultations come up. You can sign up at the group at www.rochford.gov.uk/HYS sign up, and that's all one word. Or you could phone the Community Planning Office on 01702 318 061. You can email communityplanning@rochford.gov.uk.
Rochford District Matters update. As people are now consuming news online and looking for information via websites and social media, Rochford District Council has decided to publish ongoing news on the council's website at www.rochford.gov.uk. If for some reason you don't have access to the internet, you can contact us at Rochford District Council, Communications, South Street, Rochford, Essex SS4 1BW. Rochford District Council is at the early stages of reviewing its policies, which are used to determine planning applications. The Statement of Community Involvement is a planning document which sets out how we will involve the community in plan making and the consideration of planning applications. As part of the wider review of planning policies, the Statement of Community Involvement is being updated to ensure our practices remain of the highest standard and are up to date with national planning guidance. This document will be publicly consulted on in due course. If you'd like to be kept up to date on future planning policy consultations and opportunities to be involved in plan making, please join the Planning Policy Team's mailing list in one of the following ways. Online, www.rochford.jdi-consult.net and follow the links. By post, Planning Policy, Rochford District Council, Council Offices, South Street, Rochford, Essex SS4 1BW, or by telephone 01702 318191. Paper copies will also be available in Rochford and Rayleigh receptions area and in libraries during normal opening hours.
Free crime prevention advice for residents and businesses. Although burglary represents a small percentage of overall crime in the district, its impact on the individuals involved is nevertheless significant, both financially and emotionally. You can use the following steps to help make a big difference to keeping your property safe from burglary. Lock your doors and windows every time you leave the house, even when you're just out in the garden, remembering to double lock UPVC doors, lift the handle and turn the key. Hide all keys, including car keys, out of sight, away from the letterbox. Remember, a device could be used to hook keys through the letterbox. Install a visual burglar alarm. Install good outside lighting. Get a trusted neighbour to keep an eye on your property. Leave radios or lights in your house on a timer to make the property appear occupied. Make sure the fences around your garden are in good condition. Secure bikes at home by locking them to an immovable object inside a locked shed or garage. Keep ladders and tools stored away. Don't leave them outside where they could be used to break into your home. Ensure side gates are locked to prevent access to the rear of the property, and ensure rear fencing is in good repair. Improve natural surveillance at the front of your property, i.e. trim high hedges. Mark your property with postcode and house number, and register your property for free with Immobilise at www.immobilise.com. Consider joining or forming a neighbourhood watch scheme. For contact details, see www.rrnw.comeze.com or ring 01268 770519. Remove valuables from view of ground floor windows. Store any high-value items, i.e. jewellery or passports, in a properly secured safe or bank vault. This information was taken from the Police UK website. For more information, go to www.police.uk and forward the links. You can't beat accurate and up-to-date advice from Essex Police Crime Prevention Tactical Advisors who operate across Essex. Emma Clark is the advisor for Rochford and Castle Point, and she can give advice on how to keep your home or business safe. So give her a call or email on crimeprevention@essex.pnn.police.uk or phone 101 extension 490 533.
Protect your property with smart water. The Rochford District Community Safety Partnership, or the CSP, works towards reducing crime and the number of victims of crime. To help tackle dwelling burglary, we're giving away property marking kits in areas most recently affected by this offence. A proven deterrent to burglars, Smart Water Forensic Marking System enables you to safely mark up to 50 items of property with traceable liquid, which is then exclusively registered. Property marked in this way can then be traced back to the loser in the event of it being stolen and recovered by the police. Further details about the system can be found at www.smartwater.com. The product is commercially available and retails at approximately £60, but is being offered in the target areas free of charge by the Community Safety Partnership to help prevent you from being a victim of crime. Police community support officers or accredited volunteers will call to deliver the product and give you simple instructions on how to apply it to your property. If you're interested in taking up this offer, please contact the Community Safety Team at Rochford District Council on 01702 318 103 or by email communitysafety@rochford.gov.uk. If your home isn't in a target area but is within the district, we're able to offer the kits for a small charge.
New Rochford District Ward Patterns. The Independent Local Government Boundary Commission for England has completed its electoral review of Rochford District Council. An electoral review examines and proposes new electoral arrangements for a local authority, covering the total number of councillors representing the council's voters, the council size, the names, number and boundaries of wards or electoral divisions, the number of councillors representing each ward or division. The Rochford Electoral Changes Order 2015 to implement recommendations made by the Boundary Commission for new boundaries was passed in Parliament on the 6th of November 2015 and will come into force at the May 2016 local elections. The new district ward patterns for Rochford consist of 13 wards, each represented by 3 district ward councillors. The uniform 3-member ward approach addresses electoral equality so that each district councillor represents approximately the same number of voters, and each elector has the same opportunity to vote in local elections each time they're held. There is a map that provides an overview of how the electoral arrangements look, together with the new ward names. And the following council webpage will enable you to check online where your road sits within the new boundaries. And that's at www.rochford.gov.uk/polling district review. More details are available at the council's webpage, and this also provides links to the Boundary Commission's official website, which is www.rochford.gov.uk/electoral review.
Election alarm clock. The election alarm clock is a convenient way to keep up to date with all the information regarding upcoming elections. By signing up to the election alarm clock, you will be alerted to upcoming elections, when and how to register for elections, when and how you can vote, and where you can vote. To sign up for this service, visit www.rochford.gov.uk/election alarm clock. Fill in your details as requested and click Submit. That's it. Once you have done this, you will start to receive election alerts. May 2016 elections. Elections to all 39 seats on Rochford District Council will take place on the 5th of May 2016. These elections will be combined with the election of a Police and Crime Commissioner for Essex and the Parish and Town Council elections of Hockley, Holbridge and Rayleigh.
Farewell from the Chairman. I have been honoured to be the Chairman of Rochford District Council since May 2015. During this time, so many groups, schools, clubs, parishes and individuals have welcomed me into their communities, and it has been amazing to see how many caring and talented people we have in the Rochford district, many of whom work voluntarily to help those around them. As we build new homes, I hope that you will welcome the new people moving into our communities as much as you have welcomed me. I've also been invited to events around Essex and London, where I have endeavoured to promote the tourism that we are creating in the Rochford area. Attractions including RSPB Wallasey Island, Foulness, Rochford Hall, home of Anne Boleyn, Hockley Woods, Holbridge with the boats and River Crouch, Rayleigh Windmill, amongst many others. These are such interesting areas, and I hope that the many people I have met will now come and visit our district. The end of my term of office as chairman also marks the conclusion of my time as a district councillor after a total period of 26 years. I would like to thank everybody I have met and worked with during this time, and urge you to continue making the Rochford district such a special and welcoming place. Thank you. Heather, Councillor Heather Glynn, Chairman of Rochford District Council, May 2015 to 16.
Young People of the Year Awards. Children from all over Essex were rewarded for their special achievements at the Young People of the Year Awards during a ceremony held at the Queen Mary University in London. The highlight of the afternoon was when 16-year-old George Hughes, who lives in Rochford and attends the King Edmund School, was presented with the most prestigious award, Essex's Young Person of the Year. George had always been regarded as a naughty boy, struggling to fit in at school because of his challenging behaviour. But at the age of 11, his diagnosis as being on the autistic spectrum changed his life. 5 years later, he has developed into a mature, caring and trustworthy young man, and is thriving in the roles of specialist prefect and special needs ambassador for his school. Adamant that no other child should go through what he had experienced, George said, "I support younger special needs children to help them adjust to high school life. Some of their needs are social, some physical, and some are not visible to others. I understand their needs as I too have previously known their troubles. I'm very happy right now, and my advice to other young people would be to never give up and to always try your hardest." The High Sheriff of Essex, Vincent Thompson, who presented the award, said that the 16-year-old has achieved a great deal to become an advocate for those with similar problems. George had been shortlisted out of hundreds of entries from across Essex, which were judged by a 50-strong panel that included many mayors and council chairmen, plus young people who have taken part in previous ceremonies. The chairman of Rochford District Council, Councillor Mrs. Heather Glynn, was on the judging panel. She said, "I was honoured to be present when George Hughes received his award, particularly because the King Edmund School is within the area I have represented for more than a quarter of a century. Congratulations to George and to all of the students at the King Edmund School." Information about the awards and all of the shortlisted candidates is available at www.youngpeopleoftheyear.org.
After prom parties, advice for attendees. Vehicles for hire. The law requires all such vehicles to be properly licensed and not carry more than 8 passengers, whatever the size of the vehicle. For the safety of the passengers, before booking or hiring, operators should be asked if they are licensed, and if so, what type of licence they hold. There are 2 types of licence which these vehicles may have. 1. A restricted passenger carrying vehicles licence, also known as public service vehicle licence. The driver requires only an ordinary driving licence and does not need to be medically checked or criminal record checked. 2. A private hire vehicle licence. Both vehicle and driver require to be properly licensed. The driver is medically checked to Group 2 standard and is criminal record checked. Many of these vehicles being offered for hire are unlicensed and as such are not subject to mechanical inspection or any other checks on their proprietors or drivers. Novelty vehicles are becoming increasingly popular. Tanks, jeeps, fire engines, trikes, motorcycles, plant hire vehicles from building sites and other unusual vehicles, all making appearances at prom nights carrying students. These vehicles, if being used for hire and reward, are required to be licensed. However, many of them would not be licensed on safety grounds. If not licensed, they will not be covered by the correct hire and reward insurance. To check if a vehicle is licensed, contact your local authority licensing department for vehicles of 8 passengers or under and VOSA for all other vehicles on 01223 531045 or 0870 6060 440. Personal safety. Please ensure you have arranged to get home safely. Streetlights may not be lit and in rural areas there may be no pavements on narrow, fast roads. Leave the area quietly. Residents do not want to be disturbed by shouting or vandalism to their property. Taxi availability is limited late at night. You may have to wait in bad weather or unlit areas to be picked up. Alcohol. It's illegal for alcohol to be sold or supplied to minors, also for under 18s to consume alcohol. Advice for organisers. As the event organiser, you would be responsible for the entire running of the event. In addition to this, you need to take greater consideration as the majority of those attending will be under 18 years of age. The legislation regarding the supervision of children must be covered. Venues. A number of organisers have hired fields or farms, believing that the event would not cause a disturbance to the local residents. However, other factors must be taken into consideration, such as the safety of the attendees leaving the venue, public transport access, street lighting, and how the event will impact on the local highways. Licensing. You will need to check if the venue holds a licence for regulated entertainment, mainly the DJ or live band. If the venue has a premises licence, ask to see a copy as the licence will have a number of conditions. If the venue does not hold a licence, you will need to apply for a temporary event notice from the local council licensing department. That is at licensing@rochford.gov.uk. As the event organiser, you will need to have insurance to cover any incidents at your event. We would recommend you hold public liability insurance for a minimum of £5 million. If you don't have a temporary event notice and carry out an activity that you should hold a licence for, or allow your premises to be used for one, you can be fined, sent to prison for up to 6 months, or both. Security. Under no circumstances should a parent or member of the public, guests coming into the event. Searching must be carried out by persons who are Security Industry Authority, SIA, approved licence holders. They will be responsible for any confiscations which take place. Ratio of children to adults. The advice from the NSPCC states there should be 1 responsible adult to every 10 children between the ages of 13 to 18. A responsible adult would be considered someone that will be on site to assist the organiser. This figure should not include those conducting other roles, i.e. security, first aid, DJ, etc. First aid cover and toilet facilities. You will be responsible for arranging first aid cover and toilet facilities throughout the event. Please refer to the Health and Safety Guide for Event Management to determine the correct number of first aid resources and toilets you will need on site. If you have any queries, please do not hesitate to contact your local authority licensing department, licensing@rochford.gov.uk, or the police licensing team.
Many ways to reuse and recycle. The council have provided a number of recycling banks all over the district to make it even easier to recycle. You can take extra recycling to any of these sites if you have too much to fit into your grey wheelie bin, or you can use them when you're out and about for cans and bottles, etc. There are quite a number of banks where textiles can be recycled. Please place any reusable clothing and textiles in bags and place them in the banks. Or alternatively, you can use the curbside textile reuse scheme run by Essex Textiles. Please contact them on 0800 787 9071 for further information. Essex Textiles provide blue bags for your clothing and textiles, which can be placed out next to your bins on your recycling collection day. Please ensure that clothing and textiles are not placed in the recyclables bin. There are also a couple of banks in the district where old and broken small electrical items can be recycled. These banks, which are in Back Lane, Rochford, and Pools Lane, Hullbridge, you'd put them actually into the one that's marked Essex Textiles Bank there, can accept small electrical items such as hairdryers, electric toothbrushes, toasters and kettles. However, larger electrical items such as fridges, washing machines and televisions cannot be accepted here. If you have any large electrical items and they're in a reusable condition, they can be collected free of charge from your property by the Hope Works Reuse Centre. They can be contacted on 01268 743 232. They also collect reusable furniture and other household items. If you have any large items that cannot be reused, then you can contact the council to arrange a bulky waste collection, or you can take them to the Household Recycling Centre in Castle Road, Rayleigh.
Community cash to benefit all. Charities and community groups have been rewarded for their hard work with funding from Rochford District Council. Every year, the council hands out cash to support voluntary organisations across the district. June Lumley, Rochford District Councillor and Chairman of Rayleigh, Rochford and District Association for Voluntary Services, said, "I am always amazed at the wonderful work volunteers and community organisations undertake across the whole district. These groups make a huge difference to our residents' quality of life and that of our young people who are growing up in an ever-changing world." Geographically, the whole Rochford district from Great Wakering to Rayleigh benefits, and demographically, residents young and old are represented. From scout tents to LED lighting for the Bar and Bus Trust, which specialises in outreach support for young people, to dementia training for carers. The funds are going to benefit so many people.
Carers Choices, based in Kiln Road, Benfleet, was given £1,414 to help with its work. Angela Allam from the scheme said the money will pay for courses to help people caring for people with dementia. She said, "We are overwhelmed with gratitude for this grant. It will mean so much to the carers of those living with dementia." The money will pay for free dementia awareness virtual dementia tours. These are 2.5-hour courses for carers to give them a real understanding of what it is like to have dementia. Ms Allam added, "The grant means we can hire a specialist company to come and provide the training. Because of the very nature of being a carer, just getting here is a mammoth task, as they have to get their loved ones looked after. What the grant will also do is to ensure that no carer has to pay for this and that transport will be provided. Rochford District can be very rural, and this can heighten people's feelings of isolation. We will be getting the message out there, and we will ensure that all Rochford District residents are made aware, and those who are affected by dementia get the chance to book a place."
People affected by domestic abuse will get a helping hand from a £1,000 grant. Rochford District Council gave the cash to Basildon Women's Aid for its specialist services for people affected by domestic abuse in and around the district, including counselling, community-based outreach services and practical and emotional support. Chief Executive Jessica Barclay-Lambert said, "It's important to highlight the partnership working between us and Rochford Council. We're very grateful to Rochford Council for this grant and their ongoing support that allows us to continue to provide these essential services to all who need them." Rochford Scouts will be able to extend their hat with thanks to a £1,500 handout. The 4th Rochford Scout Group were given the money towards an extension to the Scout Hall, and the 1st Rayleigh Scout Group were given £800 to buy 4 new tents. Bill Nearbard of the 4th Rochford Scout Group said, "We, like many others in the Rochford District Council area, are successful and well subscribed, having a youth membership of over 100, including wheelchair-using membership. We provide opportunities for all children aged 5 to 14 years to make friends, build confidence and independence, and to become good citizens. It is our aim to be fully inclusive and offer opportunities that raise aspirations for all children, regardless of their physical or cognitive abilities."
Rochford District Council gave £500 to the Great Wakering Summer Play Scheme. Held in the Great Wakering Community Centre, the sessions will run between Monday, August the 8th and Friday, August the 12th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The events are open to all children up to the age of 11, and there is an under-5s room which gives a more protected play area for smaller children. Kevin Stibbards of the Great Wakering Summer Play Scheme said, "This is a not-for-profit event run by unpaid volunteers, and the entrance fee is kept as low as possible to ensure that it can be accessible to as many families as possible. However, in recent years it has struggled financially and has made losses. Therefore, the receipt of the grant from Rochford District Council is vitally important, as this funding ensures the continuance of the event. In recent years, more than 500 children have registered to attend each event, where they can come for 1 or more days or the whole week." Castle Point Association of Voluntary Services was given £1,000 to continue its befriending scheme in both Castle Point and Rochford. Befrienders are people of all ages and from all walks of life that have offered their time on a voluntary basis. They are paired with someone who is experiencing social isolation, taking into account their interests and hobbies in order that they have more common ground on which to build a rapport. The aim of the service is to provide companionship and emotional support to the residents of Castle Point and Rochford. A spokesman from CAV's befriending service said, "CAV's is extremely pleased to receive this funding and thanks Rochford District for their contribution to the befriending scheme. The grant will provide support towards the service offered in the Rochford district for isolated individuals who would benefit from having increased companionship.
Southend Achievement Through was awarded £1,350 towards the cost of providing a trained ATF football coach and buying new football kit and equipment. Stuart Long, spokesman for the Rochford branch, said, "The grant is fantastic news for us and the young people of Rochford. Our weekly sessions in Rochford and Wakering provide the young people with a base and security and an alternative to getting into trouble. We operate from public areas which have been prone to antisocial behaviour, and therefore even where we cannot directly engage with all the young people, we can be the eyes and ears for the community."
And all the other awards. Rayleigh, Rochford and District Association for Voluntary Service received £15,000 as a district-wide organisation. Active Rochford and Crouch Valley Scouts were awarded £1,000 each. Old People's Welfare Committee for Rochford District received £1,500 towards new chairs for the day centre. Holbridge Senior Citizens Welfare Council received £1,000 for a new carpet. Great Wakering Thursday Club received £476 for blackout roller blinds at the Great Wakering Methodist Church. Rochford District Schools Partnership received £1,300 for the supply of educational psychologist and senior family support worker and to buy books and DVDs to lend to families. The RDSP helps disabled children and their families. Equal People Performing Arts, £1,460 towards the purchase of 6 conference tables and a projector in the Rayleigh district. Rochford Bowling Club, £1,500 towards the cost of maintaining the greens. Rayleigh Football Club was awarded £600 to buy a defibrillator. Footprints Community Group, a young people's group in Rochford, £600 for a 10-session martial arts course. The Bar and Bus Trust, part of the Rayleigh Young People Outreach Support, £500 towards the cost of patio chairs, LED lighting and a projector. Rayleigh Aged Concern at the Todman Centre received £1,500 to replace existing toilets and the disabled toilet at Rayleigh.
Communities unite to commemorate the Holocaust. Crowds gathered by the Memorial to Victims of Persecution in Bellingham Lane, Rayleigh, for a special service to commemorate National Holocaust Memorial Day. Led by the chairman of Rochford District Council, Councillor Heather Glynn, and her chaplain, the Reverend Alan Hurd, and attended by the Lord Lieutenant of Essex, Lord Peter, the High Sheriff of Essex, Vincent Thompson, the chairman of Essex County Council, Councillor Norman Hume, as well as dozens of members of the public. The service was a poignant reminder of the atrocities of the Holocaust and all subsequent genocides. A wreath was laid by representatives from the Royal British Legion, and the service concluded with a statement of commitment to prevent all forms of victimisation and genocide, read by students from the district's secondary schools, and a blessing from the Right Reverend John Raw, the area Bishop of Bradwell. The service was followed by a special reception inside the Mill Arts and Event Centre, featuring a sad yet inspirational talk from Otto Deutsch about how he survived the Holocaust when he was sent away from his family as a young child on a kindergarten train to England. Also an informative presentation by Year 13 students from the Swain Park School, Megan Miller and Hannah Esquilant, on their Lessons from Auschwitz project. The chairman of Rochford District Council, Councillor Mrs. Heather Glynn, said, "I would like to thank all of the people involved in the organisation of this afternoon's event, especially Jack Demetz from the Southend and Westcliff Hebrew congregation and Otto Deutsch, whose story has been very humbling. Thanks to all of the secondary school children who took part, particularly from Swain Park, who delivered an exceptional presentation. Having representatives from so many different religious groups, ages and backgrounds together in one place to mark this important day is a positive step in working towards a safe society that is respectful of everyone. Hockley Art Trail 2016. That's from Saturday the 2nd to Saturday the 9th of July. Hockley's 2015 art trail was a great success for artists, venues and residents, and following requests from everyone involved, the Parish Council has been asked to extend the event this year. The art trail will be held over 8 days between the 2nd and the 9th of July and will be spread across approximately 30 shops and businesses in Hockley Town Centre. The trail showcases a variety of artwork by local artists and art groups and is likely to include paintings, photography, ceramics, glasswork, sculptures and jewellery. The entry fee for artists will be £5 to cover administration costs and is free for the viewing public. Further details can be obtained from Hockley Parish Councillors Tim Gledall on 01702 201688, Veronica Randall 01702 202142, or Sue Martin 01702 202750. On Saturday, the 25th of June, there's an event at Ashington Primary Academy from 12 noon to 5 p.m. The admission is free. The community joins together to celebrate 1,000 years on from the Battle of Ashington. There will be a reenactment of the battle, traditional stalls, food and lots of family activities brought to you by Ashington Primary Academy and Ashington Parish Council.
Macmillan GP appointed to provide specialist cancer support in Castle Point and Rochford. A local GP is set to dedicate 1 day a week to improving cancer services in Castle Point and Rochford, becoming the Macmillan GP for that area. In a new role funded by Macmillan Cancer Support, Dr Peter Long will work with NHS Castle Point and Rochford Clinical Commissioning Group, known as CCG, over the next 2 years to identify areas for improvement which could include early diagnosis and more supported care in the community. As well as continuing his day job as a GP at Rushbottom Lane, Benfleet, Dr Long will now spend 1 day each week working alongside local GPs to enhance their knowledge and skills around the delivery of services for patients with cancer. Drawing on his experience from working with people with cancer in general practice, Dr Long aims to improve early diagnosis and communication between GPs and hospitals to ensure early intervention and the best follow-up care is provided. Dr Long, new Macmillan GP lead for Castle Point and Rochford CCG, said, "This role offers an opportunity to improve services for local patients and families experiencing the difficult period that a cancer diagnosis can bring. My efforts will be to improve links between GPs and hospitals and to promote further resources available in Castle Point and Rochford." Ian Stidston, Accountable Officer at NHS Castle Point and Rochford CCG, which successfully bid to bring a Macmillan GP to the area, said, "We're really looking forward to working with Dr Long and Macmillan Cancer Support to improve cancer services for people in Castle Point and Rochford. This is a great opportunity to make the most of the partnerships we have been busy creating as part of our aim to commission joined up high quality care for local people."
The environment. Waste not, want not. And I might tell you that this article is accompanied by pictures of all kinds of rubbish. Some of it is quite horrendous. Ladies' knickers, dirty nappies, last week's takeaway remains, a Christmas Santa figure, a breadboard and a rolling pin. These are just some of the items that were retrieved by staff at the depot sorting out Rochford District Council's recyclables waste. That's right, recyclables. The fact is that recycled waste like that can't be recycled at all. And that means that more goes into landfill and, for residents, more cost. Residents not recycling properly are costing the council an extra £40,000 a year, a sum that could be negated totally if recycling was done properly. At the depot where the Rochford District Council recycling lorries roll in, the waste is shed into a vast open warehouse. While the seagulls find rich pickings, the staff employed there have the job of going through all that waste and separating out the unrecyclables. Just one black bag in the recyclables rubbish can contaminate tons more, damaging the efforts of those who take care to recycle and clean out their items before binning them. The conveyor belts are packed with recyclables, from plastic bottles to newspapers, but other items like a girl's necklace and hair accessories, a bra and 2 pairs of knickers have to be pulled from the rest of the rubbish, costing time, effort and money. But this amount of rubbish only represents just 0.085% of the total tonnage Rochford recycles every day. In total, 750 tonnes per month are picked up and delivered to the waste depot. And that is a lot of dirty and smelly sorting out. Asked what is the strangest thing they found in the recycled waste, the manager of the depot said, "A tortoise. Believe it or not, we once had a real, live tortoise come in on the recyclables waste, but we found it in time, and it's happily been rehoused. And don't worry, it wasn't from Rochford District Council's recycled waste. So here's the challenge: to be the hare and not the tortoise when it comes to recycling. If all residents spring into action now and recycle properly, when RDC officers revisit the depot in May, a huge drop in contaminated waste. At the moment, contaminated recycled waste that has to go into landfill is costing the earth and residents far too much.
Enjoy a day of discovery in Hockley's ancient woodlands with Rochford District Council's annual Wild Woods Day. This is being held in Hockley Woods on Saturday the 4th of June 2016 between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Family favourites are back this year, along with a host of new activities, experiences and entertainment in our 3 exciting zones: Create and Play Zone, Active Zone and Wild Zone. The Scouts will be taking over the Wild Zone this year to create a pop-up campsite and deliver a range of wild activities such as axe throwing, pioneering, bushcraft and tent building. Our Create and Play Zone will be featuring a Beatrix Potter tent to celebrate the 150th anniversary of her birth. Entry is free to this family-friendly event, which has a focus on green themes, including recycling, sustainability and protecting the local environment. A large pop-up marketplace will showcase local and organic produce as well as upcycled and recycled goods. Radio Essex are back to host our stage with charismatic presenter Paul Lovett, and a dedicated food and picnic area will offer a hog roast, gourmet burgers, an authentic wood-fired pizza oven, fresh Italian coffee and lots more. Selected activities require a £3 wild stamp, which you can purchase on the day. Only 1 stamp is required per person, and this is valid for a range of activities. Wildwoods Day is organised by Rochford District Council Leisure Team and is sponsored by Fusion Lifestyle and in association with Crouch Valley Scouts. For more information about Wildwoods Day, please contact the Leisure Team on 01702 318120 or email leisure@rochford.gov.uk or visit www.rochford.gov.uk/wildwoodsday.
Rochford District Matters is designed and published by Rochford District Council. The telephone number for the council is 01702 546 366, and this recording has been produced by volunteers from the Rayleigh, Rochford and Castle Point Talking Newspaper.